What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and if you're watching this video, I am currently in Berlin. Now, this means I can't upload any present Kanto Cup battles, but thankfully the Kanto Cup is the most stable meta we have ever seen in Go Battle League. So we're going to take a look at some of my best teams in the past, and today's team is going to be Haunter, Alolan Graveler, and Shadow Snorlax. Hope you enjoy. Into this first battle here, we have Haunter on the lead versus Shadow Snorlax. Terrible matchup. We're going to go straight into our own Shadow Snorlax right here, start getting ahead on energy, and they're deciding to stay in, which is perfectly fine with me. I'm going to go ahead and go for a body slam just before the superpower, making them think maybe I'm going for my own superpower. It does land, so we don't get a shield right there, which is fine. They're going to go ahead and go for the charge move, and I'm going to go ahead and shield because it's likely going to be superpower, and they're going to bail. We do block the superpower, which is perfect, and we are going to see a Wigglytuff now come in. I'm guessing you guys can understand what Pokemon or what team this is. It's going to be a Snorlax double Charmer team, so let's see if we can handle it. We're going to go ahead and throw a body slam first. My opponent is likely not going to be shielding this charge move, and then we're going to go for the superpower. This will one-shot from this range. Remember, Fairy normal typing takes neutral from superpower, and we do land it, so we are going to be able to take out the Wigglytuff right there. So able to flip the matchup around. We will probably see Snorlax come back in and farm me down, which is fine. But I have a Alolan Graveler right here, which is extremely deadly with energy, and we will be shielding the charge move if they throw it. Again, I want to overload on energy. I'm guessing they're running double charm, which means I can threaten the health and shields of the backline. So we do block the body slam. We do see that they do, in fact, have a Clefable for a double charm. So we're going to go ahead and go for Rock Blast first. Does a lot of neutral damage, and we'll probably be getting a shield, and then we're going to go for Stone Edge second right here. If this lands, this will near one shot. We can then come in with Haunter right here, which is still at full health. We're going to go ahead and swap into Haunter, farm down with Shadow Claws right here, take out the Clefable. Snorlax is extremely low. Lick is not going to be able to take us out in time. Body Slam is resisted because of our ghost typing. So we will get off a Shadow Punch right here. This will be getting the shield from Snorlax, and then we will be able to get to another one in time and take out the Shadow Snorlax. So we lost the lead extremely hard. They had double charm, and we were still able to handle it with this team. That is how strong this team can be. We're going to see a lot more matchups with lead losses as well in this video. Alright, moving to this next battle, we have Haunter on the lead versus Alolan Muck. Another terrible lead loss. What are we going to do? We're going to go straight into that Snorlax right away, start getting ahead on energy. We do see a fighter now come in, this time being Machamp. And like I said earlier, they're probably not running two fighters because of how many Alolan Marowaks, Hypnos, Charmers are in the meta. So what we're looking to do is get ourselves shield advantage right here. Now they decide to throw energy, which is not a good call on their part. If you guys are in this situation, just hard farm down, and I can bring in Haunter right here and look to hard farm down myself. Now, when it comes into this matchup, I will be shielding anyways. It's not like I would be able to get to basically, like, I have to shield right here, right? Rock Slide's going to take us out, but they wouldn't be able to get to two Rock Slides basically because Shadow Claws would have taken them out in time. So we will see Alolan Muck come back in. I'm going to go ahead and load up on energy and swap into Alolan Graveler now to catch the charge move. Dark Pulse is neutral. Sludge Wave doesn't do too much, and we do catch the Dark Pulse. And they are deciding to stay in, which tells me whatever's in the back is extremely weak. So I'm going to go ahead and load up on energy. I'm thinking maybe it's a Lapras, potentially in the back. We'll have to see, but I'm going to go ahead and throw a Rock Blast right here. We do get a shield, which is great, so I'm going to go ahead and shield myself, and we'll have to see what that final Pokemon is in fact going to be. It is going to be a Beedrill actually in the back. So hopefully I can get to Stone Edge. But I decided to go for Rock Blast instead because I think my win condition is actually coming in with Haunter and farming down. So hopefully I can get to another one. But they do throw their energy. This is probably going to be a Fell Stinger considering how quick that was. And it is a Fell Stinger. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Haunter. Completely farm down right here. And you guys are going to see how much damage a Sludge Bomb does to a Alolan Muck right here. It does quite a bit. So here comes that Sludge Bomb. It is resisted, but Haunter is an absolute glass cannon. That does a lot of damage. We're going to be able to get to another one in time and take out the Alolan Muck. So that is going to be a good battle. Very well played to my opponent right there. Definitely a tough matchup, having basically a hard counter lead, hard counter mid game, but we're able to close it right there with energy. Alright, moving into this next one, we have Haunter on the lead versus Wigglytuff. Alright, a positive lead right here. Sludge Bomb, this is why we're rocking Sludge Bomb, really takes apart Wigglytuffs. So we're going to go ahead and throw that. Plus, I'm thinking they might have counters in the back, which they do. They have a Alolan Muck. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Snorlax right here. Body Slam does a lot of neutral damage, and I'm actually okay with losing this mid game right here as long as I can get shield advantage, because Alolan Graveler I think is going to do very well for us. So we're going to go ahead and throw a Body Slam. This does a lot of neutral damage to Alolan Muck, and they won't be able to fully farm me down before I get to a second one. So hopefully we get to it in time. No, Charge Move now coming through. I think I decide to let this go. So we didn't get ourselves shield advantage. We lost switch advantage, but that's okay. Alolan Graveler right here can absolutely load up on energy. So I'm going to go ahead and farm down. I will give up a shield here to stop that Dark Pulse. And we'll have to see what they have in the back. So we know Wigglytuff was on the lead, but we don't know what's in the back. And I'm guessing it might be Alolan Marowak potentially. Maybe a Hypno. It's actually going to be a Charizard, which is just not a good call for them. Alolan Graveler is going to go to town right now, so we're going to go ahead and throw a Rock Blast. This is going to do a lot of neutral damage. No shield for my opponent, so I'm going to go ahead and come in with Haunter right here and go for double Sludge Bombs. Again, I need to be getting shields. Alolan Graveler is my win condition. Rock Blast, Stone Edge can one-shot a Charizard. So we do get a shield right there with Sludge Bomb. We're going to go ahead and go for another one just before we go down to Charm. This is going to one-shot Wigglytuff or get the final shield. It does get the final shield, which is perfectly fine with me. I'm going to go ahead and come in with Alolan Graveler right here, and it's very important that I get the Stone Edge off, but I don't get it, so I'm going to have to give up a shield right here. So hopefully I can overload on energy, which is what I need. So I'm going to go ahead and overload. We're going to go for a Rock Blast right here to take it out, and then we have a Stone Edge ready to go for that Charizard, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. This is what I found with this team, is that Haunter or Alolan Graveler are going to be sweeping the teams. Even in lead losses, these Pokemon do incredibly well. So this Stone Edge obviously going to one-shot. Boom! Takes out the Charizard, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. Alright, moving to this next battle, we have Haunter on the lead versus Lapras. I don't like this matchup on lead, so I'm going to swap right away into Snorlax, start getting ahead on energy. And they're not swapping out as well, which tells me maybe they're running a Alolan Marowak Hypno in the back. Might be a common thing, and they really can't come into this matchup, which is fine by me. So I'm going to go ahead and load up, but they have a Charmer in the back, so we're going to go ahead and go for a Body Slam right here. This does a lot of neutral damage, and hopefully I can get to a superpower in time. Now, Go Battle Lag has other things in mind, and I cannot get to it. I just go down straight to Charm, which is very, very unfortunate for me. Alright, we're going to go ahead and bring in the Haunter right here. Alolan Graveler is looking to be very good at sweeping, because again, you got to consider, what did they bring into Snorlax? They brought in a Charmer. If they had a fighter, they would have brought that in, which tells me that Alolan Graveler might do very, very well to sweep. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Alolan Graveler to Lapras right here, and sure enough, they're not swapping out, which tells me this is very good for us. We're going to go ahead and double shield and basically load up on energy, and things are looking very, very good. So we're going to go ahead and throw a Rock Blast here in a second. I'm counting the fast moves right here. So we want to throw a Rock Blast just before they get to another Surf. That way we start getting shields from our opponent, because we will fully farm down with fast moves. That is inevitable right here. And I'm going to go ahead and throw another Rock Blast right here to get that second shield. And they do decide to shield, which means I can fully farm down. I will give up another shield right here, because I'm reading maybe there's a Pidgeot in the back, maybe there's a Fire, maybe there's an Alolan Marowak, and any of them I'm just going to be able to farm down, and I have absolutely loaded energy for whatever's in the back. It is going to be a Kanto Shadow Ninetales right here, which means Stone Edge is going to be one-shotting right here. Boom! One-shots the Ninetales. And Alolan Graveler, like I said, this team is going to be sweeping with Haunter or sweeping with Alolan Graveler based on what you see in the team dynamic and what they bring into Snorlax. So we do have Beedrill here on the lead, which is a very nice matchup for us. They swap right away into Alolan Marowak, which is nice as well. We're going to go ahead and throw Shadow Punch right here. This is instantly going to get a shield from our opponent, and then we're going to swap into Snorlax. That way we can fully farm down. So we're getting ourselves shield advantage right here, but they're really, really loading up on energy. So I'm going to go ahead and shield the potential Fire Blast. I don't want to get boomed myself, and I'm very happy with just farming down with Lick, because I will be getting shields back from that Beedrill with Body Slams or whatever they have in the back. So we're going to go ahead and let these Bone Clubs come through. It does neutral damage, but it's okay. We can survive. Lick is going to be doing super effective damage. We fully farm down, and I fully expect a Beedrill to now come back in. And it is going to be a Yeah, the Beedrill does come back in. This is where Snorlax is so deadly, when you can set yourself up for even shields and completely farm down something like Hypno or Alolan Marowak, where you can get shields. So we're going to go ahead and go for Body Slams. You want to go for Body Slam here because it does neutral damage. Superpower is resisted by this Beedrill, so you definitely don't want to go for that. Now I'm also going to swap into the Haunter right here because I know I can get to the Shadow Punch in time to take out the Beedrill, and whatever they have in the back, I have Snorlax and Alolan Graveler for. It's actually going to be a Venusaur in the back, so that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. All right. Moving to this next one, we got Haunter versus Machamp on the lead. Very positive matchup for us. We'll have to see what they decide to do. They're going to go ahead and swap out into a Snorlax, so I'm going to come in with Alolan Graveler right here. Now, Alolan Graveler really has to watch out for Superpower. That is what is deadly. Body Slam is resisted, but Superpower base is going to one-shot us. So we will have to give up 2 shields right here in order to maintain switch advantage. And I'm going to go ahead and go for a Rock Blast right here. I also don't want to go for Stone Edge and one-shot because Machamp will come in and farm me down for all the energy. And I don't have enough shields to stop that. So what I need to do is double shield right here and farm down. Now, Fighting type Pokemon resist rock type moves, but a Shadow Machamp is gonna get hurt either way. Resisted, neutral, super effective. Shadow Machamp cannot take a hit. So what we're gonna do is go for Rock Blast first, just in case they decide to shield. They don't, and they just saw how much damage that did, right? The next one's not gonna one-shot. There's no way. But this is a Stone Edge, everyone. Boom! Takes out the Machamp, and that is resisted damage right there, and things are looking good for us. We're going to go ahead and go for a Rock Blast. This is going to be getting a shield from the Alolan Muck. Now, this game is not over. We have no shields, and we are going to be taking neutral or super effective damage from the charge moves here. So what's very important is that I utilize Snorlax to take out the Alolan Muck while utilizing Haunter to catch a charge move. So I'm going to bring in the Snorlax right here. We're going to be counting the fast moves, and I'm going to go ahead and go for Body Slam. They are at I believe a Dark Pulse right now, so it's going to be one more to Sludge Wave, which is what they're going to go for. So we do get a shield. I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to swap to Haunter to catch the charge move. So they do go for the charge move. If this is Dark Pulse, it takes us out. So be it. I'm still looking good. It's actually a Sludge Wave, which is resisted, which means we get to the Sludge Bomb in time. And you guys saw how much damage this did at the beginning of the video. This Sludge Bomb is going to do a lot, and we are going to take out the Alolan Muck. Haunter is Alolan Muck counter confirmed. All right. Moving into the good game to my opponent right there. But let's go ahead and move into this next one. We got Hitmonchan on the lead, so another positive lead matchup. We do see a Hypno now come in. What I'm going to do is go for Shadow Punch right here. Shadow Punches do so much damage, and it's going to put instant shield pressure on my opponent, and then I'm going to swap straight into Snorlax. Lick does super effective damage, and we're also going to be counting the fast moves here of Hypno. This was 4, which means this is just going to be a punch. What we want to look out is for that Focus Blast, which is going to be a lot more, so that we don't have to shield right away. What we're going to do here is we're going to build up. We're counting the fast moves. They are on 3 now, which is going to be another punch, which is why I'm throwing the Body Slam right here. This is going to force a shield from my opponent, or they have to let it go, which they do let it go, which means I'm going to be able to get to a Body Slam in time versus the Hitmonchan coming back in. Now, I could have gone for Superpower right there, which I think would have been more ideal, but it was pretty close, so I just decided to go for the guaranteed damage with Body Slam, and then we are looking pretty good. They don't have too much energy, and Hitmonchans here are similar to Hypno when they have elemental punches. So they're going to have Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Power Up Punch, Dynamic Punch, all the punches. So we're going to go ahead and shield. It is going to be an Ice Punch, and they're going to swap out right away into Alolan Muck. Now, Alolan Graveler does really well in this matchup because Dark Pulse can't one-shot, while these Rock-type moves of Rock Blast and Stone Edge do an incredible amount of damage. So we're going to go ahead and shield the first Dark Pulse right here. We're going to load up on energy and then go for double Rock Blast. This Rock Blast will not KO, but I'm okay with soft losing if I have to in order to farm down with Haunter. So we do land the first one, which is great. Now this is what's also great is Dark Pulse, like I said earlier, does not one-shot, which means we can farm down since they decided not to shield. And we're going to do the same thing that we did to that Machamp earlier, where we go for a Rock Blast first. This is going to force that shield from them. There's no reason why they wouldn't shield. And then we're going to go for the Stone Edge to one-shot right here. So Rock Blast does get the shield, then we go for the Stone Edge. This is going to do resisted damage, but honestly it still hits like a truck to fighters, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played to my opponent. Alright, moving into Oh, we got 2 more, I think. We're going to move into this next battle here. We have Haunter on the lead versus Shadow Machamp. So you guys are starting to see a trend here. I either saw like hard counters like Snorlax or Alolan Muck, or I saw fighters. So, you know, 50-50 here. But what we're going to do is not going to give up a shield right here, I believe, in this matchup. Yeah, let it go. It is going to be superpower, which hurts, but it doesn't one-shot. That's what's important. But this superpower will one-shot. Their defenses have dropped, and they're probably not going to be giving up a shield right here, which is great. So we one-shot. Boom! One-shot the other Snorlax, and we don't get to a body slam in time, which is unfortunate. We can bring in Haunter right here. Their switch clock is not up, which means I'm going to be able to put a lot of pressure with fast moves and charge moves. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a Shadow Punch right away. I want to start getting shields out of the way for endgame for Alolan Graveler. I'm guessing there might be a Lapras in the back, maybe a Flyer, maybe Pidgeot. We'll have to see. We do see that it's a Alolan Marowak, actually, which is definitely good for us. Now, they're rocking Hex right here instead of Fire Spin, which is important to note. So we're going to go ahead and throw a Shadow Punch to get that final shield. We're going to swap into the Alolan Graveler right here. And a Bone Club or a Shadow Bone cannot one-shot, so we don't need to give up a shield. It is going to be a Shadow Bone. They should have gone for Bone Club if they had it, but if this is a Hex Alolan Marowak, then they are probably rocking with Fire Blast. Now, we're going to go ahead and shield this one, and again, do the same thing that we've done to all the fighters with this Alolan Graveler, is build up to a Rock Blast and a Stone Edge. We've seen this multiple times, and it's so satisfying to take him out or near one-shot with rock-type moves that are resisted. So we're going to be able to go for this Stone Edge right here against the Shadow Machamp. This is going to be one-shotting with resisted damage, and that is going to be, boom, a good game, very well played. All right, moving into this final battle right here, we have Haunter on the lead versus Venusaur. Very positive matchup for us. We see them swap right away into Charizard, so we're going to go ahead and bring in the Alolan Graveler. This is just a hard lockdown. Dragon Claw does neutral. Blast Burn is not going to, I mean, it's still going to hurt, but it's not going to do too much because we resist it. But we are just going to be able to fast move, farm down right here. Dragon Claw, again, is not going to take us out, so we're going to go ahead and let this go. And that Venusaur as well is going to be able to farm us down, but not get too much energy. This is what's perfect here with being able to farm down with Volt Switch. So we're going to go ahead and go for Rock Blast, but they snuck through a fast move, which is unfortunate. I think that Vine Whip might actually take us out, but I do have 2 charge moves ready to go, and yeah, we go down, which is unfortunate, but we have Haunter here for the Venusaur. We're going to go ahead and throw the Shadow Punch right away, not even going to try to over farm. We're just going to put huge shield pressure on them right out the gate, and they decide to let it go, which is fine by me. I will give up a shield right here and farm down. Like we've seen with Alolan Muck, the Sludge Bombs do so much neutral or resisted damage. But we see an Alolan Marowak now come in, so you guys can tell this is going to be a good game. We will be getting a shield right here with Shadow Punch. We're going to then swap straight into that Snorlax. Actually, I decided to go for another. No, I build up a little bit of energy and catch the charge move. I wanted to force them to throw a Bone Club if they had it, because I was concerned they might have Fire Blast. That is why I swapped at that time. If they had Fire Blast, they would have built up to 5 Fire Spins for the Shadow Bone, or 6 for the Shadow Ball, which means they might have, or not Fire, yeah, they might have had Fire Blast. But because I swapped on the Bone Club, it shows that I don't necessarily have to give up a shield, which is good for us. So we're going to go ahead and just take this game. We are going to shield this next charge move right here. Venusaur is gone. It's very, very low, so we will just shield. They're probably going to try to swap right here, which they do. I can just fast move down, and then I'll fast move down the Alolan Marowak, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. This team put in absolute work this morning. It was a lot of fun to use. Went 10-0 with it. Absolutely swept through teams, and it was a blast to use. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I wanted to showcase a very strong team that you guys can use. Haunter, Alolan Graveler, Snorlax. Again, if you don't have Shadow Snorlax, just use normal Snorlax. But that Sludge Bomb and then the sweeping capability of Alolan Graveler is what makes this team so strong. So like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.